has Boris made the right call? You heard at the beginning of the pandemic, Boris suggested that we would lose loved ones early, etc., which to me actually came across that the plan was some sort of herd immunity through exposure to the virus. There was a pretty slapdash approach, a sort of lethargy that we in the UK would be different from places like northern Italy, who have a world-class health service. We let hospitality, global travel and events like the Cheltenham race event and the match against Spain go ahead because, for some odd reason, we believed that our handling of COVID would be somewhat superior. Oh, how wrong we were. I don't think it's necessary for me to remind anyone of what we've all been through over the last 2 years, but it's not been great. When Boris himself caught the virus and almost died, there was a distinct change in tack.
I pay my own thanks to the utterly brilliant doctors, leaders in their fields, men and women, but several of them for some reason called Nick, who took some crucial decisions a few days ago, for which I will be grateful for the rest of my life. I want to thank the many nurses, men and women whose care has been so astonishing. I'm going to forget some names, so please forgive me, but I want to thank Poling and Shannon and Emily and Angel and Connie and Becky and Rachel and Nikki and Anne.
Do you think he's forgotten them already? Almost 2 years on, with the virus mutating as though it's on steroids, a supercharged vaccination process, antivirals and antibody treatments, we finally find what could be a natural vaccine, the considerably less deadly Omicron, a mutation of the virus that may actually offer protection from the Delta variant whilst being much more transmissible, thereby overtaking it and becoming the main infection. And instead of allowing life to go on as normal, having achieved herd immunity and an option for a booster, some parts of the UK appear to have gone power mad. Nicola Sturgeon earlier today.
£16 million will be made available to support public transport providers through existing COVID support schemes. £27 million will go to the culture sector and a further £17 million to the events sector. A further £32 million will be allocated to hospitality and leisure businesses, with an additional £10 million for those parts of the hospitality industry most severely impacted by the requirement for table service. And up to £5 million will be allocated to nightclubs required to close.
Oh, she's chucking the money around as though it's her money. It's all of ours. And I could do with a new car, Nicola. Any chance of a handout? I couldn't buy one because of COVID. My mother wasn't impressed at all. I just can't stand that woman. Look at her. The way she is turning the pages as though she is signing blank cheques. Who does she think she is? She makes my blood boil, God forgive me. Then Mark Drakeford, his restrictions, which meant that in Wales, Parkrun had to cancel its outdoor races in the park. Yes, outdoor, eh?
Large events will not be able to go ahead indoors or outdoors. The maximum number of people who can gather at an indoor event will be set at 30, and 50 people will be able to meet outdoors.
Sajid Javid criticised this, saying, I can't see how restricting outdoor exercise in this way is justified or proportionate. Yes, me neither. I'm confused at these heavy-handed tactics. I absolutely believe in getting the booster, but could this now be the right time to allow life to go on as normal? Today, we hear that there have been 57 deaths and just over 183,000 infections. Now, every death is very tragic, and my heart goes out to the families, but this is not an extraordinary number like the huge numbers that we have been accustomed to seeing. And apparently, those classed as unvaccinated are overrepresented in ICU, but it also transpires that a lot of people who are diagnosed with COVID in hospital went there for something else, which either means that they caught it in hospital or were asymptomatic when they arrived. In my view, the figures don't appear to be very forthcoming. Have I missed something here? Has Boris Johnson actually made the right call, keeping England open for business? What do you think?